Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Make It Monday with the South Dakota Agricultural Heritage Museum. Today we are actually going to make a fun project that you can use throughout the summer if you're going to farmers markets out in your community or different markets that you might have depending on where you live. And we're going to make a fun designed stamped tote that you can customize however you would like, so that you can bring your own reusable and washable bag with you to go support your local farmers and producers. And so today I'm going to go through all the supplies that you need for this stamped tote activity, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So for the supplies that you need today, we're going to start off with fruit. The fruit is actually what we're going to make the stamps out of. And so I'm using a few different things today. I have a pear here and an apple and an orange. I'm using these fruits because it's what I have at home, and each piece of these fruits, I didn't want to be wasteful, but there's kind of big blemishes and bruises that are on the sides of these fruits, and so something that you might not want to eat just right out of the fridge, and so I'm actually using them for today's craft. And so if you have blemished fruit, this is a great use for it. Otherwise, like if you're eating half an apple and you don't know what to do with the rest and you don't want it to sit and go bad, this is another fun project you can do with it as well. So I've got my different fruits here. You'll need a cutting board and a knife. And when you're using a knife, make sure you have a parent or an adult help you out with that. The next thing you will need is some paint palettes. And actually, when I do crafts, I use these black plastic plates for my paint palettes to contain my paint in, because they're super easy to rewash and use over and over again for my different painting projects. And so I'm using a few different colors of paint today, so I've got a few different paints already on my palettes. You'll also need some paint brushes. You'll need some fabric paint, and so I'm using fabric paint that I found just at my local Walmart, but you can find fabric paint at a lot of different craft stores or stores like Walmart or Target, or even off of Amazon or a place online. And so I have a few different colors I'm using today. I'm using green, yellow, and orange. I'm also using a fabric marker in a brown to add some details to my stamps later on in the process, but this is an optional step. You don't need that if you don't have it. And then the other thing that I'm using is my tote. And so this is just a plain canvas tote that I found in a local craft store, but you might have something that's plain and canvas at home that you can work on, or you can find these a lot of different places. Craft stores, Walmart, Target, Amazon, a lot of those different places you can find some canvas totes. And so I'm making a pretty big one today because, like I said, I'm going to use this like when I go to the farmer's market or different places out in the public, but you can also do this on like small lunch bags or reusable cloth bags that you have that you want to add a little pizzazz to. And so today I'm going to show you on this. The other thing that you will need is a table that you don't mind getting dirty on with paint. And if you don't have that, use a plastic table covering or a garbage bag or something to cover up your table. In case you spill paint, then you don't have to worry as much about the cleanup. And so let's go ahead and get started. So today, the first step that you'll have is to cover your table, which I've already done. The second step that you have is to go ahead and cut your fruit in half so that you can have a flat surface to stamp with. And so I've already done that. You can cut your fruit in half using your cutting board and your knife, but just remember, again, please use adult supervision when you're using that knife so that you can stay safe. So like I said, I've already done this step ahead of time, so that's done and ready to go. The next thing you will do is get your paints ready and on your painting palettes. And so I already have my 3 colors ready to go, my green, my yellow, and my orange. I'm gonna go ahead and set a paintbrush in every paint container So I have them ready to roll and put my fruit by which color I'm using it for. And then you can go ahead and take your tote or bag or whatever you're going to be stamping on and lay it out flat. And you'll go ahead and get started with the stamping process at this time. You can do a lot of different things and really show your creativity in this step. You can also do different things on different sides of the bags. Like this bag has 2 different sides, so I can go ahead and make some different patterns on both sides if I choose to do that. But how you're going to stamp with these is you're going to go ahead and take your fruit and your paint and your paintbrush, and take your paintbrush and go ahead and paint right on your piece of fruit here. You want to make sure that you get the whole piece of fruit covered. And another good thing to remember when you're working with paint, and if you're working with some littler kiddos, it's always a good idea to maybe throw on like an old t-shirt or a painting smock, so that if they get any of the paint on their clothes, you don't have to worry about getting that washed out. So I've gone ahead and covered my whole flat surface here, and now I'm going to go ahead and put it wherever I want to on my tote, press down hard, and let the stamp do its magic. Perfect. So as you can see, I've got my apple stamp here. If there are spots like in the center where the seeds are that it didn't quite fill in the whole way, you can go ahead and use your paint and your paintbrush and fill those in just a little bit there. Okay. And so I've gone ahead and got that stamp done. And so now what you'll do is you'll just repeat this with all of your other fruit. I'm going to kind of do an alternating design. And so I'm going to go ahead and keep going. So I'm going to use my pear next with my yellow paint to go ahead and brush that on. This is a fun project to do with your kids if you all go to the farmer's market as a family, or it's a fun project to do if your kids take lunch to daycare or to schools with them so they can customize their own lunch boxes. That's always fun as well. So again, I've got that covered in paint. I'm going to go ahead and put it where I would like and stamp and pull it up. And it's good. So you go ahead and do whatever pattern you'd like to on this, and then you'll follow the directions that are on your bottle of paint to dry. This particular set of paints that I have here say that you need to let it lie flat to dry for 4 hours, and then after 72 hours, this actually becomes washable. And so if you bring it out to the farmer's market and you get anything inside of it or get it wet or anything like that, or especially right now with all of the COVID-19 things going around and you want to make sure that you keep things extra clean, you can go ahead and bring this out to a farmer's market for the day, get what you need, come home, unload, and then throw this in the wash. And so that is another episode of Make It Monday. I'm going to go ahead and finish stamping this, and then I can post this example of a picture with the video and tutorial and instructions online. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Sarah, at the South Dakota Agricultural Heritage Museum. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Make It Monday, and we hope to see you again next week. Bye!